Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Impact Marketing Summit. I brought together some of the world's top marketing experts to share with you their new age marketing strategies and techniques that would literally change the way you perceive and implement marketing in your day-to-day business. My name is Vamsi Pannala, and right now I'm delighted to be speaking with Akbar Sheikh. Akbar Sheikh is an award-winning funnel coach, #1 best-selling author, and international keynote and former TEDx speaker. Akbar Sheikh is Coach's Coach. He helps experts accelerate their growth and maximize their profit and impact through coaching. Akbar has helped hundreds of people scale, including many to 6 and 7 figures, using his proven methodology. Akbar went from living in an electrical closet and 50 pounds overweight with a crippling anxiety order and no passion to going into online marketing and raising to the top 1% earner in the $186 billion industry in 12 months, and would go on to create his own successful coaching practice. He believes coaching can create massive impact, and as people earn more, they can give more and make the world a better place. He's a proud husband, father, and a philanthropist with a concentration on giving to orphans and giving the gift of vision to blind children and giving clean water to those who don't have any. He has been awarded one of the top 30 social entrepreneurs, has been on the cover page of Funnel magazine, and is frequently a guest on top podcasts. Honored to say that they have helped 9 businesses hit 7 figures and over 16 entrepreneurs hit 6 figures. He's on a mission to help 25 more hit $50,000 per month in their business by the end of this year. Akbar, welcome to the summit.
Thanks, man. That was quite the intro. My God.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think you have done a lot of stuff in the life, and that's why the intro kind of suggests that.
It's been interesting. So today's topic is going to be, and feel free to kind of ask. You can ask me questions and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
It's about magnetic messaging. Okay, and magnetic messaging is really, look. Every time, a lot of times we get clients, there's 3 things they tell us. Okay, you seem to know what you're talking about. We align with the make more, give more movement. And, our values align. Mm-hmm. For years, these are the 3 things that people have been telling us. And that's done very much by design. Mm-hmm. That's been done very much by design. Magnetic messaging, or what I call the KD formula, okay, on how to get clients coming to you regularly, is all about really content marketing, but how you're doing it, because most people are just doing it wrong, right? If you go log on Facebook right now, you're going to see a bunch of crap, right? You're going to see, should we open up the country with Corona? Yes or no? Is this a conspiracy? Crap. All this stuff that people think they're getting engagement with, and that's just not profitable. They just think it is because they don't know any better. Look, it's a very simplistic and elegant concept. Here's how most people are putting out content. The 3 ways, for example's sake, the 3 ways to make an awesome funnel. Okay. Number 1, the way they teach that is very generic. Mm-hmm. So you need to come up with your own methodology. Okay. The truth is, there's really nothing new out there, right? I mean, everything that you hear from Tony Robbins, he got from his mentor, who got from his mentor. I mean, it's nobody's coming up with anything, right? So for example's sake, right, I just did this recently in a webinar that I just did. It was, so we have in a funnel, I believe that a 7-figure funnel has, every 7-figure funnel has 5 ethical principles of persuasion in it. So for a new webinar in there, I've been saying that for a long time, ethical principles of persuasion. So I needed to kind of change it up a little bit. So I said that they all have the 5 R's. And people are like, what? What's this? I never heard of this. And I just changed the word. So it was like relate, relate. I don't remember what they were. Relate. What was it? Gosh, I can't remember any of them, but they all were really good. and I just, on the spot, I just came. It's pretty simple. So it's like, okay, so for example, the ethical principles, there's scarcity, likable authority, messaging, wow factor, things like this. So I just took it and I'm like, okay, what else? How else can I say that exact same thing? And that's what it is. That's creating something unique. So now that I'm teaching something in a unique way, right? That's number 1. Okay. And it's pretty simplistic. Like I'll give you a very simple one. So everyone knows, and this is, everyone's heard it. Oh, okay. If you want to make 7 figures, then you just need an offer, you need a funnel, and you need a traffic, right? You've heard of this before, right? Okay. So look at the way I said it. Really nice. I said, okay, you know what you need? You need people. Mm-hmm. You need to put those people on a path. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the path, they need to see a package. Yeah. So now I can make a beautiful illustration. What is that? People's traffic, path is funnel, package is offer. Yeah. But now I do this beautiful landscape, people down, you put them down the golden path, and at the end of the path is the end is the pot of gold, is the package, and that's your offer. So I mean, I really explained it in a beautiful, simple, easy to digest way. So that's unique. Yeah. Okay. That's the content portion. Most people are not doing a good job of that. Then the second part, pretty much no one is doing this. And that is to infuse your belief system into it. Okay. You see, because this is really powerful, because, you know, right now it's political season, and I'll use American politics because I think everybody knows about American politics. But if I live in a house over here, right? If I live here and I got a new neighbor to my right and a new neighbor to my left, and let's just say I'm like a big time Republican, and the guy to my right is a big Democrat, and he's got signs all over his line, go Bernie, Bernie, whatever marketing slogan they have. I have no idea. That's why they never win. Yeah. They're not into their marketing. And then the other guy on the left, he's another Republican. So he's got MAGA, build a wall. He's got all these signs over there. As a Republican, our belief systems align. I'm like, yes, I like this guy. I want to be with this guy. I want to invite this guy over. This is my kind of guy. Let's go play golf. Let's be friends. Yeah. We connect with this guy. Yeah. Just because he put his belief system out. And those are the little signs. Yeah. It's a very powerful concept that people are not taking advantage of. Think about school. Think about all the cliques. There were the geeks. There were the jocks, the athletes, the weirdos, the goth kids, the cool kids. You know, all these different cliques. Yeah. Nothing's changed. This is a very old concept. The problem is nobody's raising their hand and putting that magnet out and putting their beliefs there because they're being so generic. Yeah. So, for example, we're not going to say the 3 ways to make your, funnel awesome, right? We're going to say, like, for example, like the 3 R's needed for every 7-figure funnel, number 1. Number 2, we're going to say the 3 R's needed for every 7-figure funnel so that you can make more in order to give more to your families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. Absolutely. Now I've put in something that people, this is interesting. Make more to give more. That's interesting, because a lot of people out there just talking, money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. And so it's a different message. It's like, oh wow. This is very interesting. Mm-hmm. It's like, I believe in this. I'm so sick of seeing all this like Lambo stuff and everyone's just money, money, money. I'm not part of that crew. And by the way, here's the thing, and here's what people need to understand, is when you put out a message like that, like we have make more, give more. When you put out a message like that, some people can be like, oh dude, forget about that. I just want the money, dude. Forget about all that crap. All this giving up, forget about it. That magnet works both ways. And that's great, because that's not really your client. You don't really want to work with that kind of person. So that's great. It does a great job of repelling, which is awesome. Yeah. But on the other end, you're attracting, you're putting out your MAGA sign, right? You're attracting like-minded people. So, man, you know what? Because here's the thing, bro. I've had people come up to me and say, hey, I can afford to work with anybody, but I want to work with you because I align with you. Yeah. And then this also goes back to being vulnerable. Like I talk a lot about, God or family or values or ethics and stuff like that. And other people don't. They're just like tactic. Who cares? Sell them. Who cares? Sell. So it's different. You go to and I have some friends, and I'm not like this at all, but I have a particular friend, man. This guy just flashes like, Rolexes and all this cheesy stuff, right? And I'm not into that at all. I'm actually friends with him. I actually really like. That's his business model. Yeah. He's attracting those young guys who just want nice watches and this and that. That's just It's the same concept though, isn't it? It's that magnetic messaging. It's not my style.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's not really even his style. He just does it because it's easy and it works. Okay. So it doesn't matter what side you pick. Don't think that you have to flash, some Rolex, or don't think that you have to, it's whatever you believe in. There's a crowd for you. Mm-hmm. There's an audience for you. Yeah. To be honest with you, this is the crux of it. It's as simple as that. Now, the key is this has to be in all your marketing. So when you do Facebook Lives and your funnels and your emails, anytime you open your mouth, like I'm being interviewed right here, mm-hmm. As you can see, I'm doing it right here. I'm giving content. I'm telling you what I believe in.
Yeah.
So it becomes the nucleus of your business. That becomes the nucleus of your content.
True.
And frankly, it's really just kind of that simple.
Yeah.
So you really need to create two things. You need to create some digital assets mm-hmm. for yourself. And you're like, this is my system that I teach, and this is the unique way that I teach it. Okay. Number one. And then number two, you simply need to create your why. Yeah. Our why is, again, we help you make more so you can give more to your favorite families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people copy that. It's got to be something you're deeply passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, it's not going to convert. People are not going to feel it.
Exactly.
So you need to sit down and think about, why do I do what I do here? Like what's unique about my approach? I'll give you an example. The key is, right, the most profitable person you can be is actually yourself.
Okay.
I'll give you an example, man. There was this guy, my goofball cousin sent me a podcast.
Okay.
He's like, listen to this. And I usually wouldn't, but the headline was really good. It's something I actually was very interested in. I knew who the host was. He was a popular guy. Okay. I had no idea who the guest was. And I listened to it, and man, I really like this guy. The first time I've ever heard this guy's voice in my life. The first 10 minutes he's talking, I'm like, man, I like this guy. I like his style. I like the way he looks at things. I like his approach. Because here's the thing: you take a look at a wheel on a car, and there's a circle in the center, and there's a bunch of spokes that go into that circle. Each one of those spokes, that circle represents success. And each one of those spokes is a different way to get there. Yeah. So I liked his spokes. I liked his approach. And I never heard of this guy. Didn't know nothing about this guy. I heard one interview. I messaged him on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I said, that was a great interview. I want to talk to you. He said, sure. I ended up on the first phone call with this guy. Never met this guy. I ended up giving him $5,000 for a little bit of consulting. And think about that for a second. A complete stranger, no idea who this guy is, never heard about him. And immediately I just gave him $5,000. How does that work? Yeah. It's because of the power of magnetic messaging.
Yeah.
But the problem is a lot of people have imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. Okay? They're not being themselves. The key with imposter syndrome is just to get people results. If you're getting people results, then it's hard to feel like an imposter.
Yeah.
And if you have felt like that, it's totally normal. Everybody has. As a matter of fact, they say that the only people who don't feel like imposter syndrome are actual imposters. Yeah. So this is it. Be yourself, present your content in a unique way, and share your belief system. Another thing is you don't have to if you don't want to, but for example, my crowd's typically a little older, right? I'm not 25, right? I'm in my late 30s, right? So my crowd is more towards that age, because I can't, we can't, a lot of us, it's hard for us to relate to younger guys, right? There's a lot of punk millennials out there, and I'm friends with some of them, but they're so unqualified and they're so loud, and they're giving, and I'm looking, I'm like, you're not married, you don't have kids, and you're talking about life. Yeah. Okay. See you later. You know what I mean? So it's and no disrespect. I mean, we've all been there, but it's just we're all at different parts of the journey. So you'll notice a lot of those young guys, a lot of the times they'll have, there's this one guy, right? And this very clean cut kind of Abercrombie and Finch kind of Caucasian guy, right?
Okay.
Young guy, great guy. One of my favorite people in the world, actually.
Okay.
his mastermind, you go there, it's like a bunch of mini-me's. It's a bunch of, look like they opened the Abercrombie and Finch, catalog, and everybody jumped out of the page. It's because you attract a certain type of people, So that's another thing that really kind of makes your competition irrelevant. And a lot of people are so worried, well, what about the competition? What about the competition? What about the competition? There is no competition. The only competition you have is yourself from yesterday.
Very true.
So that's what it is in a nutshell, bro. I mean, there's we can go deeper and stuff, but I mean, in a nutshell, that's what it is. I mean, did you have any questions for me?
So a lot of people today want to look at coaching as one of their business. Maybe it's because of a lot of people that they see making 6 figures, 7 figures, people putting out their income screenshots of how they have been doing a lot of this stuff online, and especially after COVID, or in fact during COVID, a lot of people now want to be online. People who had some disrespect for online and always stick to offline now want to be online, right? So what is the kind of message that you have for people who genuinely want to come into online coaching, how they can put out their experience in the form of a coaching program and help more people out there?
Well, first of all, I just created my best training ever on exactly this. We've been blessed to have done really well as a coach. We've made 7 figures, and I've broken it down. I deconstructed the coaching business into exactly, the truth is you can actually launch a coaching business within hours. That's actually a fact. Okay. And I have the best training we've ever done, where we show you how to create autopilot wealth from coaching, even if you've never coached anyone before. And that's just on my website, which is myname.com, akbarscheikh.com. But I'll tell you this, if you want to coach just for the money, then, coaching is not really for you. Yes, it is very lucrative. There's no doubt about that. But you really want to, the right reason to coach, in my opinion, is to help people. Because out of everything I've done a lot of different things in my life. Man, I've sold cars, real estate, knives, furniture, clothing, done with you, done for you, agency, blah, blah. I've done a lot of different things. The most impactful thing I've ever done and most profitable has been coaching. It is very satisfying. It is a great thing to do. And there is no better time. And factually speaking, there is no better time in the history of man than to start coaching now. This is just the reality of things. So I would highly recommend it. And your worst enemy is yourself. Don't let yourself get in the way. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't worry about the competition. Don't worry about the niche. Don't worry about all these things. All these things are solvable. For God's sakes, I used to live in an electrical closet. I'm a brown guy with a funny name, who's technologically illiterate, who used to live in an electrical closet. My good, I mean, if I can make it, come on now. You know what I mean? More than likely you can too. So, save the excuses. They're not helping anyone. They're just hurting everyone. The longer you play small, look, as long as you're playing small, you're suffering, your family's suffering, and the world is going to suffer. And the most beautiful thing about it is the choice is 100% yours. Whether or not you want to play small or you want to play big, it's up to you.
Do you attribute or do you strongly recommend that for the magnetic messaging to work, is it the only way with respect to publishing that the people can find their dream customers, or do you think there are other ways where people can showcase what their experience is and how they can attract their dream customers?
Absolutely. Webinar is one of my favorite ways, absolutely, of all time. You gotta, for me, you gotta show people, I will never talk to anyone, and I don't want my sales team to ever talk to anyone unless you've given them value, because that's just like a cold call, and I'm just not interested in that. Look, you got to show, what did I just tell you? Before I gave that guy $5,000, how did that happen? Podcast. Maybe you read someone's emails. Yeah. Maybe you're watching someone's Facebook post. Maybe you're watching someone's YouTube videos. Yeah. So yes, content is where it's at. But if you don't want to do any of that, technically there's people who don't do any of that. They're not even on any of this stuff. Yeah. And they're still doing very well. And they have, just like a webinar, and they do paid traffic. So there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, we're kind of perhaps heading in that direction ourselves, So yeah, but you gotta have something.
Sure. In fact, just before we got on this call, I can share my screen. That thing is still there. I went to your group to join, and this is what I see.
Yes.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's the only tab that's open on my system right now. So I'm
Very
sure
good.
people who are interested in creating this autopilot wealth from building their own coaching business.
That's at akbarsheikh.com.
Just go to akbarsheikh.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Sign up. It's a good one.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Akbar. It's a pleasure to have you on my summit. And thanks for accepting to be on a summit like this. Really appreciate your time, and I look forward to following you inside your group now that I have my invitation sent to join your group. And hopefully a lot of people who are going to watch this back in India, and also a lot of people across US and Canada. I hope they get a lot of value from this, and I'm sure you are always been the value guy. So hopefully people will be able to get more out of this presentation of yours and be able to catch your free webinar and start their coaching business.
Definitely. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you having me. You could ask anybody. You asked me. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take